Have you ever wanted to start an online business? I know I have. For me, the seed was planted 8 years ago when I was dating a Swedish girl from the other side of the world while studying for my master's in teaching in the US. She inspired me a lot because I thought that travel was something that people did when they were a lot older and had more money, or maybe they were retired. But here was this 20-year-old girl, an au pair in the US, that saw more of my own country in 1 year than I had seen in the first 22 years of my life. I kept thinking to myself that it is a big, exciting world out there, and I don't want to wait to see it. And that's when I became obsessed with learning about online business and trying to figure out what it would take to earn a living online. As luck would have it, around the time that she needed to go back to Sweden, I got offered a teaching job in the Swedish town Norrköping, where she was set to study. It was the perfect way for me to transition, to come see a new culture, a new way of life, and take the first step outside of my small town bubble back home. But at the same time, this idea of earning an income online was deeply ingrained in my mind. And when I came to Sweden, not only was I inspired by all the new and unique cultural experiences that were all around me, but I knew I wanted to build something for my own. And that marked the start of this YouTube channel. A channel that I hoped would someday give me complete time and location freedom and be a vehicle for me to pursue the life that I wanted to build. There was just one problem. I didn't know anything about building a business, selling a product, or solving real problems for other people. My only plan was to make great videos and get as many views and subscribers as possible. So that's what I did. And after 4 years and hundreds of videos, I hit the major milestones of over 20 million views and 100,000 subscribers. So how come my channel wasn't making any money? I mean, sure, maybe I'd earn a couple $1,000s a month in ad revenue, but it was really stressful. To make $2,500 a month, I needed about 1 million views. And even when I managed to get 1 million views a month, I'd pay about half of those earnings in taxes and expenses, leaving me with barely enough money to afford normal rent prices in Stockholm. So it became obvious to me, if I was gonna make a living through YouTube, the simple ad revenue just wasn't gonna cut it. I needed to start a real business, something where I could provide a service that people found valuable and were willing to pay for. Around this time, a guy named Ryan reached out to me. Ryan was from Liverpool and had been living in Sweden for over 3 years, but was still having a hard time mastering and learning the Swedish language. He pitched me on a new and innovative idea to help people learn Swedish that he wanted to build for himself. A way of completely immersing people in the Swedish language, where they would be forced to speak it in an environment that just doesn't really exist in Sweden because Swedish people are so great at speaking English. The timing was very interesting because at the same time Ryan reached out to me, I had just began my exploration looking for products that could be valuable to my audience on YouTube. If you're familiar with business content on YouTube, you're probably familiar with Alex Hormozi. I had just read his book, $100 Million Offers, so I had the perfect lens to judge whether or not Ryan's idea was actually valuable. You see, in his book, Alex explains what exactly makes a product valuable and breaks it down into what he calls the value equation, which is split into 4 elements. The 2 elements on top are the things that we wanted to maximize. The 2 elements on the bottom are the things that we wanted to reduce as much as possible. A good place to start is thinking about the dream outcome that somebody is trying to achieve. Alex came from the fitness industry, so an example that he oftentimes gives is when someone is trying to lose weight or get in shape. In our case, the dream outcome that we wanted to help people achieve was getting them to be able to speak Swedish confidently in their day-to-day life. People are more likely to perceive a product as valuable if they believe that there is a very high likelihood that the product will help them achieve the result that they want. For example, with weight loss, you could provide a PDF with information about how to lose weight, or you could have an intense program like 16 Weeks of Hell. Both products are aimed at helping people lose weight. But 16 Weeks of Hell costs a lot more because people are more confident that they'll achieve the result with a strict diet, intense workouts, and step-by-step guidance versus a PDF. 16 Weeks of Hell has created a great product and has endless testimonials of people making crazy transformations. This has given them a huge edge on the top end of the value equation. In our case, we knew that if we took people with a decent level of Swedish that were struggling with their confidence and put them in a pressurized environment for over a week where they were forced to speak Swedish at all times, they'd come away with the confidence they need to actually live their lives in Swedish. This is exactly what I did in my own Swedish language learning journey. After 2 years of living in Sweden, I decided to do an entire month-long challenge of only speaking Swedish, which I documented here on my YouTube channel. This month was a critical step in my development. And after this, I developed the confidence that I needed to actually live my life in Swedish. And that's the feeling that we knew that we could provide for our potential customers. On the bottom side of Alex Hormozi's equation, you see the things that we want to reduce, which are the time required to get the result and the amount of effort and sacrifice needed in order to achieve the desired result. A weight loss example that Alex likes to give is liposuction. People are willing to pay a ton of money to surgically remove fat from their bodies. But why is this? Because the results happen very fast and with way less effort and sacrifice versus following a strict diet and an intense training regimen. In our language learning example, I felt very good about the bottom side of our equation as well. By being in such an intense environment, I was confident that we could get people results faster than any other language product on the market. On top of that, I knew that we could make this program super fun and enjoyable. So that although the learning would be intense, it wouldn't actually feel like a ton of effort and sacrifice for the participants. For me, when I try to do something that's difficult, it's a lot easier to actually accomplish the goal when I'm having fun doing it. So after analyzing this product that we wanted to create and running it through all 4 aspects of this value equation, I had to admit to myself that I really loved the idea. So from that moment on, we decided to go into business together. Since that moment, we have completely sold out 3 successful boot camps, developed connections with virtually every top Swedish language learning influencer, generated over 2 million Swedish crowns in revenue, and reinvested everything to launch our second product, a fully digital training environment called The Language Gym. In just 1 year in the business, I've learned so much. And I want to continue to document our mission to make learning languages easier, faster, and more fun than ever before. If you found this video valuable and you want to learn more about how we're actually building this business, then be sure to subscribe. And if you want to level up your Swedish and see what it's actually like inside of a bootcamp, then check out this video right here.